Imagine an entire colony of men, women, and children vanishing without a trace. This isn't the plot of a horror movie. It's one of America's oldest and most chilling unsolved mysteries. Our story begins in 1587, on the windswept shores of Roanoke Island, in what is now North Carolina. A group of 115 English settlers, full of hope and dreams of a new life, arrived to establish a permanent colony. Their leader was Governor John White. This was not the first English attempt. Just 2 years prior, a military-focused colony led by Ralph Lane had been established here. However, their aggressive posture and alienation of the local Roanoke Indians led to its failure, a grim foreshadowing of the challenges to come. Among them was his own daughter, Eleanor Dare, who soon gave birth to a baby girl named Virginia Dare, the very first English child born in the New World. It was a symbol of a bright future, a new beginning. But that bright future was about to descend into an enduring darkness. The fledgling colony quickly realized they were ill-equipped for the harsh realities of this new land. Their supplies were dwindling fast, and tensions with some local Native American tribes were rising. A decision was made. Governor John White had to return to England to gather more resources, more food, and more people. It was a journey he was reluctant to make, leaving behind his daughter and his newborn granddaughter, Virginia. He promised he would be back as soon as possible, perhaps within a few months. He couldn't have known that this promise would be impossible to keep. As White sailed back to England, he found his home country in a state of emergency. King Philip II of Spain was preparing to launch his mighty Spanish Armada to invade England. Every available ship, including the one White was meant to use for his return journey, was commandeered for the war effort. White was trapped, forced to wait and worry, as months turned into years. He pleaded with anyone who would listen, desperate to get back to his family and his people, but the war took precedence over everything. 3 long, agonizing years passed before he could finally secure a ship and begin the treacherous voyage back to Roanoke. In August of 1590, John White finally set foot on Roanoke Island again. The air was heavy with a strange, unnerving silence. He called out names, but only the wind answered. As he and his men approached the settlement, a dreadful feeling washed over them. The entire colony was gone. All 115 settlers had vanished. The houses and fortifications they had built were dismantled, not violently torn down, but carefully taken apart. There were no bodies, no skeletons, and no signs of a struggle or a battle. It was as if the colonists had simply evaporated into the humid air. Panic must have gripped White as he searched for any clue, any sign of what had happened. Before he left, he had given the colonists a secret instruction. If they had to leave, they should carve their destination into a tree or post. If they were in danger, they were to add a Maltese cross above the carving. Scouring the empty settlement, they found it. Carved deep into a wooden palisade post was a single, cryptic word, Croatoan. There was no cross, suggesting they had not left under duress. Croatoan was the name of a nearby island, now known as Hatteras Island, and also the name of a friendly Native American tribe who lived there. The name belonged to the people of Manteo, a Native American who had traveled to England and back with the colonists, acting as a vital bridge between the two cultures. His tribe was considered a steadfast ally. Did the colonists, facing starvation, decide to leave Roanoke and seek refuge with the Croatoan people? This is the most widely accepted theory. It makes a lot of sense. The Croatoan tribe was known to be on good terms with the English. Perhaps the settlers assimilated, intermarrying and living out their lives with the tribe. Later reports from other explorers and settlers in the region mentioned accounts of Native Americans with grey eyes or a familiarity with European customs and language, fueling this theory. For years, archaeologists have searched for English artifacts on Hatteras Island, finding tantalizing but inconclusive evidence. In recent years, archaeologists have unearthed intriguing clues on Hatteras Island and other nearby sites. Pottery fragments, a sword hilt, and other European objects from the 16th century suggest a possible connection, but no definitive proof of the colonists' presence has been found. However, a peaceful integration is just one possibility. Another, darker theory suggests the colonists met a violent end. While the Croatoan tribe was friendly, other tribes in the region were not. The powerful Powhatan Confederacy, led by the formidable Chief Powhatan, was known to be hostile towards intruders. Could the colonists have been attacked and either killed or taken captive? John Smith, of the later Jamestown colony, recorded stories from Chief Powhatan himself, who claimed to have wiped out a group of white people living with another tribe to the south. But without any archaeological evidence of a massacre at Roanoke, this remains pure speculation. There's another theory, one born of desperation. Could the colonists have tried to sail back to England on their own? They had a small vessel called a pinnace left with them. It's possible that after waiting for White's return for so long, they gave up hope. Maybe they attempted the perilous journey across the Atlantic, only to be swallowed by a storm. Their ship and all souls on board lost to the depths of the ocean. This would explain the complete lack of physical evidence on land, but it's a grim thought, a gamble that would have almost certainly ended in tragedy. And then there are the more far-fetched ideas. Local legends whisper of disease wiping out the colony, forcing the survivors to scatter. Others speak of internal conflict that tore the colony apart from within. Some have even suggested that the Spanish, who saw the English as rivals for the New World, found the colony and secretly destroyed it, leaving no trace to avoid a diplomatic incident. Each theory has its supporters and its holes, its tantalizing clues and its frustrating dead ends. The mystery endures because every path of investigation seems to lead to more questions than answers. The word Croatoan is the central enigma. White desperately wanted to sail to Croatoan Island to find out for sure, but a powerful storm was approaching. His sailors, fearing for their lives, refused to risk the journey. With a heavy heart, White was forced to return to England, never to see America or his family again. He would die years later, haunted by the mystery of what happened to his daughter, his granddaughter, and the entire colony he had led to the New World. For over 400 years, the fate of the lost colony of Roanoke has captivated historians, archaeologists, and amateur sleuths alike. The search continues to this day, with new technologies like ground-penetrating radar and DNA analysis offering new hope. The story of the lost colony is a living mystery, with each new discovery adding another piece to the puzzle. Generations have searched for answers, digging in the soil of North Carolina, studying ancient maps, and poring over cryptic historical accounts. Modern science has even joined the search, with DNA testing of local families who claim descent from the colonists, hoping to find a genetic link. Yet, despite all our technology and all our efforts, the truth remains just out of reach. The story of Roanoke is a powerful reminder that history is not always written in stone. Sometimes, it's whispered on the wind. A ghostly tale of a community that walked into the wilderness and was never seen again. What do you think happened? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more journeys into the mysteries of the past.